Hello from Seattle, Washington.
Hello.
It's my pleasure and privilege to be here today to be interviewing the one and only astronomic progressive rock couple from Brazil, Zosimo Rec and Adriane Simeoni of the space progressive rock band Astronomusic. If you're acquainted with Astronomusic's body of work, you usually will notice that the first thing is within the soaring synths and profound melodies are intricate and amazing guitar riffs, usually performed on Fender Stratocasters. These riffs take on qualities of almost inhuman speed, with weaving intricacies that literally make my jaw drop. That's my reaction to them. I don't know, it's probably everybody's reactions. They have quite a few fans. When I listen, I try to categorize in my mind the multitude of great rock players they resemble, and I put them easily on the top tier of all of them. That's my impression. I'm sure it's your impression too. So after a long correspondence with Zosimo and Adriane for about 8 years, it was about 8 years, including a few music collaborations we did with a lot of different SoundClick artists. They announced last fall of 2014 that they would be visiting my neck of the woods, Seattle, Washington. This in February 2015. They are here to visit because of our long online friendship and also to build what I call, they built some high octane, souped up custom Stratocasters with electronic engineering so secret I would have to erase your memories with that alien flash stick if I told you anything about it. You know, so they're also scheduled to play in a planetarium here at the University of Washington, and they're going to have a private concert for us here on Saturday. So let's get on with some questions. These questions have been submitted by Rodrika Rudge from the Clickers SoundClick page. So they're really good questions, and I'm going to ask them about their musical career and their life as well. So, did you come from a musical family? Did your family encourage music at home? I'll start with Adriane.
Yes, I was encouraged to learn music. I had an aunt who played the piano. My mother learned the piano too. So very early, I got interested in music. I learned a little keyboard, and then later guitar and violin.
Zosimo?
Yes and no. Yeah. Always there was an acoustic guitar in my house.
A conflict?
Yes, acoustic guitar. My parents always paid lessons for my sisters. And I get as a gift my first guitar from my father for the admission in the engineering course. Money for some pedals too, but they were afraid, my parents, about the future as musician. So they used to complain to the time I was losing with guitar, but now I can see they were just worried about my future, and I would do the same with my kids.
You had a child, yeah.
Yes.
So your parents wanted you to pursue an engineering career on top of music, and they thought the music career would make would probably hold you back in your life. So and it's amazing you've done both. You've done both. You've pursued an engineering career, and you've created yourself. You've created yourself into a fantastic musician, both of you. So, when did you discover your love of music, and when did you combine it with science? So I know that they basically, for those of you who haven't listened yet, which you should, they play in planetariums throughout Brazil, and they have galaxies and different star constellations in the background while they play. So they combine the science with music, and so how did you combine your love of science and music? Let's start with Adrian.
My love for music came from when I saw my aunt playing the piano, when I listened to my father's records, and my love of science came with a book, a children's book. My father.
Which children's book?
It was called How to Do It.
Oh.
And there was an issue every week on the newsstand, and the third issue came with a magnet, and that made me fascinated. I could stick it to the refrigerator door, so it was like, wow. Yep. And astronomy, I discovered with an optical kit my father had as a child. It was called polyopticon, and it could build a telescope, a microscope with all those tubes and lenses and little things.
So Zazimo, how about you? Have you always had a love of science?
Science and music. Yes, since a child. I remember when child I grew up in a German city, south of Brazil, and my cousins were discovering the Beatles. So I was 5 years old, and I got contact with Love Me Do.
And so you started your love of the Beatles at 5 years old?
Yeah.
Now, you were a cool kid.
Yeah, oh yes. I remember until now the music with the harmonica.
Right.
Right. That's
the Beatles.
The Beatles.
Yeah, I've heard so many talented musicians say they heard the Beatles the first time, and that was the beginning.
Yes, 5 years old.
Right.
And also in that city, called New Hamburg, I found a magazine.
They call it Neo Hamburg?
Neo Hamburg.
Actually,
Novo.
Oh, New Hamburg.
New
okay,
Hamburg.
There's a New Hamburg in Brazil.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a German colony.
Yes.
Okay.
And I found a magazine with Saturn.
Saturn
the planet.
Yes, the Saturn picture. It was, what is that?
Blew your mind.
Yes, and also the connection between music and not properly astronomy, but sci-fi movies, Star Trek.
Oh, I see.
I was.
You like the music of Star Trek?
Yes, wonderful.
Like the fight scenes between Kirk?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's classical music.
I see.
It is music, impressionist music.
Oh, I see.
Yes, and some sci-fi effects, and join it to all the approach, all the ambient of
okay.
Of the
so science fiction soundtracks?
Yeah.
You like?
Definitely.
Okay. So let's. So I know that you had some classical music training when you were young. Could you explain a little bit about how extensive your training was when you were young?
My mother taught me how to read music. And then I began learning the guitar, and then later the violin. Then I studied many hours a day because violin is a difficult instrument to learn.
Right. Oh yes, and you play it so well.
Then I had year training, harmony, but that was in college.
You know, it's interesting. When I first listened to your music, I thought that you were a violin player. I didn't know that you played guitar because your guitars sound similar in some ways. So I couldn't tell who was playing what at the beginning. So I thought Adriani is like a fantastic violin player. And then I later learned that you were also playing Stratocaster. So yeah, that's amazing. So Zosimo, you talked to me. You were a self-taught musician.
Yes. I learned by myself. Listen to records and try to simulate what I used to hear. And by myself, then I got some books about harmony or popular magazines,
right?
You know, but the finish, the final organization of the mass, it was Adriani who gave me okay, let's learn since the beginning.
Okay.
Harmony.
Oh, okay. So Adriani kind of instructed you and coached you through many of the music.
Yeah.
So she's almost the brains behind, you know.
He is the genius behind production and guitar technique.
Yes.
Shredder.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think she pretty much nailed it. I think that as an observer, I see that's true. You both work together.
Yeah.
You both have a function, you know, in the band.
He taught me some guitar techniques.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay, that's probably why you sound.
Maybe I am the most dreamer. The dreamer, always in the world of moon. Maybe that.
Right. Okay, so I know that recently you've traveled to Germany. How was your experience in Germany? Did the audience really love your music, and did they respond well to your playing?
Yes. Zosimo was saying Germans like long concerts. We are used to playing at the planetarium short concerts in Brazil. They have these programs which are 45 minutes long, so we adapted our set list to 45